on this week's episode.
If you're not excited about Linda Blair like I am, if your nipples aren't as hard as mine right now, then
little action, little adventure.
Yep.
As Tom loves it, he loves his rape and his revenge.
The gang in Savage Streets was like, I wouldn't have fought it. I'd be like, you guys can fucking me. I don't fucking care. From
Okay. Out of the credit card guy in all the Samuel Jackson movies that are available, you pick fucking Lakeview Terrace.
Not that you care, Mr. Dave, but he's got a big, he's packing.
All right.
I don't know how we got on that. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we have the rights for that, so don't play along.
I don't give a shit. You can edit it out. This is my childhood.
But you can't edit it out if you're playing it and talking.
We're going to just go for it. Oh, so worried about semantics.
All right.
So, guys, this song is the reason. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I just want to listen to the song because Cher was at an all-time low. Cher was at an all-time low for Roller Boogie.
Yeah.
That's another negative that I don't want to discuss. Cher was at an all-time low. Let's start there.
So before we talk about Cher, because whatever, we're talking about Linda Blair today.
I didn't bring any fucking moisturizer. I just realized that.
And we picked 3 movies. We're going to do Roller Boogie.
Do you have any? You don't use products, do you?
We're going to do.
Do you have any lip stuff on you?
I don't use lip stuff.
It's just dry.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking drier than a fucking
Grotesque
vagina.
from 1988.
I swear to God, you go right to it.
Because people want to know.
Sorry in advance, folks, if you're listening to this, and Clinical Dave's in the house. He's gonna talk to you and give you semantics and things about movies that are just amazing that he doesn't think so. So I just want to preface this whole fucking thing today with Linda Blair is goddess. She's everything. Okay.
To Tom. And Roller Boogie and Savage Streets.
And Grotesque.
And Grotesque. I said that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, my bad. So what are we going to start with?
Your pick.
All right, let's start with Hell on Wheels. Let's start with Roller Boogie.
Okay. So Roller Boogie, 1979, directed by Mark Lester. Linda Blair, James Van Patten, few other people in it.
The Pattons.
That I didn't really know.
Ready? The Pattons are in movies with Linda Blair in Grotesque. They are in Hell Night, which we should just touch, and they're in Roller Boogie. And I know there's other movies that Linda Blair's been in and the Van Pattens have been in, and I know you don't care, but I do because I was an 8 is enough child. So,
but these kids weren't in 8 is enough.
The dad was, and then
but he's not in any of these movies.
The Van Pattens were big, like in Teen Beat and 16, and I had all those magazines. I don't know what you were doing, but I was buying the Leif Garrett and the Sean Cassidy and all that Linda Blair fucking shit. Like,
I was reading Fangoria.
Yeah, was that around 78, 79? Was there a Fangoria?
I think it was a little after that.
Oh, good.
So before that, I was probably reading like age-appropriate things.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So Roller Boogie. Linda Blair, she's a girl. Her family's loaded. She likes to go roller skate. We're talking 1978, 79 with this. So roller skating was really popular. I'll tell you a little bit how I feel.
Do you want the theme music behind you? Because I could just... You're...
So it's supposed to be disco era.
Right? It's just something you want, something I want. Right here, listen. Come on, let's roll. Come on and roll with me. How could you not put on roller skates? Come on. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so no.
Oh my God. My driveway, 79, 80. It doesn't get better. It didn't get better than that.
We'd go to the roller skating rink. I wouldn't drive. We had a dirt road, so I couldn't do that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. No.
We're going to go back to the clinical.
No, it's not clinical.
Of roller
I was just telling you how I felt about it, and then you can interrupt anytime you want. So,
Beverly Garland.
This movie is like 90 minutes, if I remember right. 103 minutes.
The fabulous Jim Bray.
About
fucking
45 minutes of it is scenes of them roller skating with, other than the Cher song and one Earth, Wind, and Fire song, no songs that anyone knows, and you just don't care.
Yeah.
And it's really hard.
It was just an amazing film. It really just, it changed everything for me. In 79, I was I don't know. I must have been, 9, 10?
I guess.
I was like 9 or 10, and I knew I was gay, and I would stay up late every night when my parents went to bed and turn on the dirty little cable box. And ironically, Linda Blair was on a lot on my little cable box. That's where my love for her began, because in the 70s and 80s, like late 70s, 80s especially, my parents would go to bed and I would turn on Cinemax, Spotlight, HBO, Showtime. Preview, and there would be Linda Blair movies. Like, seriously, like Roller Boogie, Hell Night. Like, these movies I don't know, I just identified with them. And I identified with her because she was like, she's really cute. And I understand she's like exorcist and all that, but she was really cute. She was like, she was just, strong woman for that time of the, like, she embodied beauty. She embodied imperfection. Like, you looked at her and you were like, okay, she's not perfect looking, but she's very cute. Very cute.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I thought Roller Boogie was just, it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be, science or like The Color Purple.
Right.
It's supposed to be what it is. I definitely would say,
if you like roller skating, it's all for you.
Yeah.
If you want to see a movie that is anything more than that, it's not for you.
But the thing is, if the reason I like this movie, and you said it to me, which we shouldn't have discussed outside of here, is the big reason I like this movie is because I like Linda Blair.
Right.
So Linda Blair could fart for 30 minutes on camera and I would be into it.
Right.
I like Linda Blair. I think she's great. I think she's talented. I think she's a full package for me. So this movie was just like, it was so over the top. The acting was so atrocious that it was believable. And like the Sign of the Times, I love that it was like the phone in the car. Oh my God.
Yeah. So Linda Blair's family the dad's a lawyer. They're loaded. She goes out to get in their car to drive away in one scene, and you see like 3 Rolls Royce, and then she gets into this convertible looking thing that was a beautiful car, and she drives off, and it's got a phone in it. And there's parts of it that I enjoyed. It was.
I like the gratuitous ass shot in the late 70s, 80s. To get the film ratings, they would do stuff purposely.
Well, this was only PG, so they didn't have much.
Right. So I'm sure there was an edit somewhere, because I mean there was scenes where I was like, wow, this is only PG. It's like, they did the ass shot of the guy, and it was a guy. Remember back then, like, guy shots were not.
But he wasn't naked. He had clothes on.
No, they pulled the towel off, and he was out in the driveway, and you saw his ass.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like that's PG.
Yeah,
you know what I
PG.
mean? Is
in
it?
the 70s PG, you could show boobs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I got a lot out of Jim Bray's character too, because I was trying to explain to Dave that at some point, I think roller skating was on the table as an Olympic thing. I read it somewhere. Not that it's true, but I read Olympic roller skating was going to be a thing, and Jim Bray was the person they were, and that's why he got this role, because he was so good.
Yeah.
But he was,
And then that never happened because the Olympic committees were like, roller skating?
Right. It never happened, and I just think the movie is for anybody that's looking for an hour and a half of just music, good times, and just fun. I mean, I can't say enough. I've met Linda Blair a bunch of times, and she was always I don't know if the word shocked, but like, oh, Roller Boogie. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll sign that. And I was just like, yeah,
because pretty much everyone's there for the horror stuff. Exorcist.
Yeah, everyone's in line for Hell Night, Exorcist, even some of her lower stuff, movies that we're going to talk about after. And then
Isn't all of her stuff low stuff, pretty much? After Exorcist?
I don't think her stuff's low stuff.
Exorcist 2?
Exorcist 2 was actually a big budget.
Right, but the movie's terrible.
No. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, like, she's not low budget until later on, but like, she did a lot of these films that were, I mean, Airport was a big flick.
Yep.
She's uncredited in Scream, but that was pointless because that was, Night Patrol was actually funny.
Yep.
I enjoyed her when she did the Born Innocents, the Sarah T's, Savage Island was amazing.
Is Night Patrol the one with the cops?
Yeah. I
have a funny Night Patrol story, completely off kilter. We were going to see this, and it was playing at this theater in Southbridge, Mass, when there was a twin cinema.
You saw it in the theater?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's a comedy, and there's all these hookers and goofiness and all that. And there's a scene where they ask this hooker some question, and she can't talk, and she goes to like, they're like, what's wrong? And as she's trying to talk, like cum bubbles out of her mouth. But they didn't really show it well, and it was kind of goofy because it was then.
I have to rewatch this.
And like my 12-year-old friend that I was seeing it with, he like ran out and threw up. It like grossed him completely out. It was just really funny.
I definitely want to. I think we should rewatch this at some point because I think it's going to be completely dated and silly.
Oh yeah.
Who's in it? Linda Blair. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, no one else.
Yeah,
the unknown
comics.
Pat Morita.
Pat Morita. Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some names.
And Kitten Natividad.
I don't know who that is.
She's like this big buxom woman who was in
Titties.
Yeah, she's not very pretty,
yeah,
but she was in a lot of stuff. She was in a Russ Meyer movie and some other stuff.
So, I mean, I guess Linda Blair is just legendary. I don't know if it's actually a gay thing in my eyes, in my world, in my head. It's very gay. I sometimes I'll like when I was a kid, I'd fantasize like, oh, I'm her. I want to be her. Not physically, not like in any woke way. But like I could relate. Summer of Fear is a great movie. Wes Craven, highly recommend that one. Summer of Fear. Repossessed was a zonk, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Once again, because it's Linda Blair. There's a lot. I mean, she had a lot of good stuff. I don't know if Stranger in the House. That's what they called it. But Wes Craven did Summer of Fear, and it was actually decent.
Was it a TV movie?
I think so.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember it. But
Vinegar has it. Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Released it.
They did it.
Yeah, they did. Well, it was released before that, but Vinegar took it over and did a really cool cover that was gone in like 30 seconds.
Of course.
So yeah, it sucks. It's fucking dry in here.
So let's go back to the next sequential in years. So Savage Streets is next.
What was Roller Boogie?
79.
Right.
So then 5 years later,
Okay.
she's doing Savage Streets.
Classic.
1984. The director is Danny Steinman, but the rumor is that Tom DeSimone directed most of it and didn't get credit. He also did like Reform School Girls and
Hell Night.
Yeah.
Which
so he knew Linda Blair.
I think he's most well known for Reform and Hell.
Yeah.
I think those are his two. Yeah. He's done a lot of shit though, so it's like he's definitely been in the game a long time and very respected. But Savage Streets for me was like my introduction to revenge.
Yeah.
Everything rape, everything torture, everything. It gives you everything in that genre so well, but safe.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not like Spit on Your Grave, Last House on the Left.
Yeah, the rape scene is rape, but it's not rough.
It's not like the girl in Spit on Your Grave getting tossed over a tree bark and getting banged.
Yeah.
Like she just gets fucked.
Yeah.
Like, and you're just watching it and you're like, wow.
It's brutal.
Wow, this is brutal.
Yeah.
And we're just watching this girl get fucked repeatedly by guys. This is like a cleaned up, I don't know if it's cleaned up, but it's definitely gratuitous.
Yeah, and I had read. I didn't know if you knew this. After I watched it, I was really surprised. In that rape scene, they said that actually, originally it showed all of the guys on her, and then she gets kicked, and it showed her getting kicked 3 times.
Right.
And they were like, "That's too much."
Yeah.
Because in it, the girl who gets raped and then kicked ends up in the hospital in a coma, and they're like, Linnea Quigley, who went on to other fame, and you're like, okay, like. She got kicked once. Why is she in a coma? And it makes more sense if you knew that she got kicked 4 times. But so Linnea Quigley in it is deaf and mute, and she is Linda Blair's younger sister. And
Linda Blair's looking fucking hot in this, though.
And I laughed a lot because Linnea, when she goes to sign to all her friends in school using ASL and be like, I'm going to class or whatever she's telling them. All they do is raise their voice and shout back at her like she's hard of hearing. And I'm like, this is her older sister and her friends. They've known her all her life. I'm like, this makes no sense. It's ridiculous.
I would let those guys gangbang the shit out of me. I'd be like, fuck me, stupid.
The gang?
That was another attraction. The gang in Savage Streets was like, I wouldn't have fought it. I'd be like, you guys can fucking fuck me. I don't fucking care. Fucking lube it up, spit, do whatever you got to do. Just fuck the snots out of me. Movie would have been over in 10 minutes and everyone would have been happy.
Yeah, there would have been no revenge.
There would have been no revenge.
You would have just been, thank you.
My revenge would have been like, can I get your phone number? Can we do this again tomorrow?
Like, I can't talk to you.
I'll be over on 5th and whatever tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, ready for a repeat.
So,
rhythm.
Yeah.
I was. This movie is sexually charged. This movie is not creative, but hits the right spots.
Yeah.
Hits the right spots. Linda Blair's acting is so over the top that you can't help but in my opinion, just be intrigued by it. You're just like, wow, it's like beat per beat per beat rhythm. Like she's reading the lines, like someone's throwing the line at her and she's saying it. Like, you know, she didn't memorize any lines for this.
No. I liked her through most of it. So after the sister gets raped, another friend gets murdered, and she goes to get the revenge. She gets all tough, looks like a badass, starts killing them off. The first time she gets slapped when she's trying to kill these guys, she like loses her mind and falls to the ground like she's a baby. And I'm like, you were a badass a minute ago. What the fuck just happened?
I wonder what she was thinking when I always wonder what actors and actresses are thinking when their caliber has reached this low, but I feel like she doesn't see it as a low. Like this script probably came to her and she was like, paycheck, which is understandable. But I don't think she realized what she was setting herself up for. I mean, because what comes after this movie is just lower and lower and lower and lower. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I'm just saying, like, she's Linda Blair.
And she had to know this was exploitative and she's getting a paycheck because, like you said,
it was a hit in the theaters.
Yeah, but by a hit and
for the standards back then.
But getting her more jobs, like you said, who's going to notice this and be like, oh, she's the girl we need in our next movie?
I know. I would love to be inside her head when she was just like, okay, yeah, Savage Streets, let's do this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I understand Hell Night. As time went on for her, it just the choices are shocking almost. It's like by the time she got to her other movies that we'll discuss, Savage Streets was definitely a crossroads for her.
Yeah.
It really was. This movie was a crossroads for her because it showed her in an unflattering light. But not negative. Like she was just, I need to work.
Yeah.
And they're giving me top billing. I think she probably loved that. Like Linda Blair.
Yeah.
Savage Streets. Like people, I think stars love that when their name comes before the title.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what's going on in this movie.
And it's really fun to watch. I mean, as goofy as it is, I mean, it's fun to watch. John Vernon is the principal.
Chained Heat.
I love that guy.
He's in everything. John Vernon's in every movie that I loved. He was like the, oh God, what's
I love him in Animal House.
Who's the guy? He's in every movie. Lakeview Terrace. He's in, oh, come on. Shit, I can't think of his name. He does the credit card commercial. Put up Lakeview Terrace. Oh my God, what's his name?
The credit card commercial.
Yeah, you'll know when we put in Lakeview Terrace.
Is this a random thing or is this related to this?
This is random, but it makes sense. What's his name? Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson?
Samuel L. Jackson. So what's his name from...
Okay. Out of the credit card guy, in all the Samuel L. Jackson movies that are available, you pick fucking Lakeview Terrace, which I've never heard of. You couldn't say Pulp Fiction.
Okay, hold on.
You couldn't say
who's the guy
Die Hard 3.
Who's the guy in Lakeview Terrace? I'm tapping. Who's the guy in Lakeview Terrace? Go back to that. I want him to fuck me like there is
Patrick Wilson, Jay
Oh
Hernandez.
my God, Patrick Wilson. Let's bring him up. Ooh.
Yeah, that's the guy from The Conjuring. Love that guy. He's good.
He was hot back then. He was not so hot in The Conjuring, but Patrick Wilson around the areas of Lakeview Terrace, fucking smoke show. That guy was hot.
Lakeview Terrace.
Did you ever see that movie?
No, I'd rather watch one of his other movies where he's actually good.
Lakeview Terrace is awesome. Watch it.
No one's even heard of Lakeview Terrace.
There's like a nice little scene in that movie too where you can see his cock. Like it's just kind of like you can see the head.
Samuel Jackson?
No, not Samuel. Samuel's in every goddamn movie there ever's been.
Yeah.
I mean, you name a movie, he's in it. But Patrick Wilson.
Credit card guy.
Patrick Wilson.
I'm baffled.
Patrick Wilson's fucking hot. God, and he's got a big piece. Not that you care, Mr. Dave, but he's he's packing.
All right.
I don't know how we got on that. But, it's because you said John Vernon. John Vernon in the 70s and the 80s was the Samuel L. Jackson, is what my point was. He was in everything that I liked. I was like, oh, there he is.
But Samuel L. Jackson.
He was in Red Heat, Chained Heat. Watch all the Heats, guys. Chained Heat and Red Heat, Savage Island. Those are all Linda Blair films, and and Sybil Danning's in them. Oh my God, they're amazing.
What we're trying to say though is Samuel L. Jackson is not John Vernon.
No, but he had the same kind of like role vibe. Like every time I put on a movie, there'd be John Vernon.
Right.
And there'd be a boom mic above John Vernon's head.
But he's not the star. He's always just a character. Samuel is a star.
Samuel Jackson may be a star, but he's in every fucking movie. Samuel and John Vernon.
I don't know how you can compare this. This doesn't even make any sense.
Anywho.
All right.
Yeah. So.
But John Vernon was the great guy in Animal House who said my favorite line in the whole movie.
He was
when they were talking about their college And he's like, how did we do?
He was in Animal House.
And he's like 0.0. I love that.
No, he was hot. He was hot. John Vernon was hot too.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, Savage Streets is definitely worth a watch. Just preface this with everything that we're talking about today is you really need to be into Linda Blair.
Yeah.
If you're not excited about Linda Blair like I am, if your nipples aren't as hard as mine right now, then move on. Catch up with us next week when we talk about some stupid bullshit that isn't as good as this stuff, because this is me. This
Tom
stuff
has a
is
soft
me.
spot for Linda Blair.
I really think Linda Blair. I'm glad Linda Blair chose the path she chose movie-wise, because I enjoy trash. But like a lot of people would sit here and say, oh, she really went downhill. And I'm like, yeah, in your opinion, but in my opinion, she did what she wanted to do, Sarah
Is it what she wanted to or what she had to do?
What she was given.
Right.
But she was a partier. She was out doing blow. She was out blowing Rick James. She was sleeping around with Rick Springfield, Robin Zander. She was out, dude. She dated everybody. And she's so cute. And she got all the cute guys. I mean, she looks great for whatever age she is, 64. I think she looks great. I think she's...
Yeah.
I think if you remember when Scream first came out, she was one of the reporters.
Yeah.
And what pissed me off is it was uncredited.
No.
Because she was asking Gail Weathers for certain information. If you guys go back, watch Scream. She's in one of the outside scenes where she's a reporter with a microphone. She's definitely on camera for like 30 seconds, which is cool. But Craven could have definitely, and this whole bullshit with the new Exorcist movie coming out and she's not even fucking in it. In my opinion, and
we don't know.
Dave will fight it because we're talking generational here. So the new Exorcist, people don't even know who was in the original. They've never seen it.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. But to all the Gen Xers and 40-something, 50-somethingers like us, we're like, it's Linda Blair. It's Linda Blair.
Well, yeah. Again, it goes back to one of those movies they shouldn't remake. I mean, you can't remake The Exorcist.
Yeah, no, that movie should not be touched. That movie should definitely not be touched. But definitely check out Savage Streets. It's very enjoyable. Dave and I both agree on this one. I think we.
No, it's fun. It's got goofiness to it, but it's a blast if you're looking for.
It's got a nice Blu-ray.
Action, great Blu-ray. A little action, a little adventure.
Yep.
As Tom loves it, he loves his rape and his revenge.
I do. I love a girl that will sadly get raped or victimized, but then comes back with a fucking vengeance and just cuts dicks, slices throats, and just fucks up the bad people. I mean, I just love that. I love the idea of fixing a wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? You fucked me up, and I love the getting away too. I love the getting away. I love when someone is in peril and they get away.
Oh yeah.
They figure it out and they get away, and you're like, okay, great. Now they can get, and then they do the Rocky Balboa. They come back and they, and they like the I Spit on Your Graves. The remakes, I Spit on Your Graves, I highly recommend as well. 1, 2, and 3 remakes. I don't usually like a remake, but I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed those.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good stuff out there like that. It's just hard to sit through the beginning, but the payoff is usually solid.
Yeah, absolutely. But going forward, after Savage Streets, things got a little bit weird, more weird. So she went on and did a movie called Grotesque. What was in between Savage Streets and Grotesque? Let's look at so does that go in order? We're going to see if we can get this. Yeah, earliest. Okay, so let's go find Grotesque. Scroll. Oh, boy, zapped again. Okay, so we had SFX Man, Moving Target. I liked Silent Assassins and Night Force and Savage Island, but she was really in a downward spiral because she was doing Night Patrol, Red Heat. She was doing things that really weren't getting noticed. So by the time Grotesque comes along, literally the things that attracted me to Grotesque, first and foremost, Linda Blair, duh, enough said, but the incomparable and handsome Tab Hunter. Tab Hunter, what a dream, what a hunk, so handsome. But
Tab Hunter, he plays the dad's brother, right?
Yeah, but sadly...
He's like old and rough shape in this.
Yeah, but I'm into daddies.
They're walking through the woods with the dogs, and he can barely breathe and keep up. I was like, what is going on?
Heterosexualness is across from me right now, everybody, and they don't understand the daddy thing. Tab Hunter in Grotesque is still got it. he's older, he's wrinklier, but he's so fucking handsome. And paycheck. This was completely and clearly a fucking paycheck for everybody involved. Holy shit. What a fucking clunker, but I enjoyed it. I just watched it this morning because I wanted to make sure. So I watched it, and I was just like, by the time the ending comes, I'm like, spoiler alert. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with the Frankenstein and the Wolfman shit?
I really enjoyed it. This is a movie that I think could easily get
what's
remade and well done.
This is what's blowing my mind, everybody, is Dave actually enjoyed Grotesque. I threw this at you because I wanted to be like, we're going to battle. So it's kind of egg on my face because you liked it.
I did like it. It's ridiculous in spots.
Tell me why.
Well, I like movies about movies. And Linda Blair's dad in the movie is a special effects man. So as the movie's taking place and they start to be killed by all these things that are happening, which I won't get into because I don't want to ruin too much of it, it does wrap up with, is this a movie or is it real life? And it just plays really well. The effects are well done. It's really... There's a few spots that are slow. I mean, when they're tracking this creature in the woods, oh my God. They just showed dogs and guys walking in the woods for like 4.5 minutes. I was like, let's pad the running time here a little bit. But there was a gang of the rough kids that they called punks, and they're done well, and they're really, really badasses. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a great mid-'80s horror sort of, I don't want to say it, like movie about a movie. It reminded me of the movie FX that came out in the late 80s also. It was fun. It goes back to Fade to Black when there's movies referencing movies and things like that. So, I liked it.
I think this...
Oh, look at that. I hadn't even looked at this. Someone on Letterboxd, the first thing they said was, remake, please. 100% agree. Move this movie today with some budget, get some good people in it. It would be a huge hit. Yeah. Because it's really smart.
The parts of this movie I enjoyed were between the mother and the father when he would dress up and try to freak him out.
Yeah.
And like when he was outside in the wind, and you didn't know, especially upon your first viewing, you're like, oh, she's washing dishes. And there's some creep outside, and it's her fucking husband.
Yeah, just trying to use his special effects to goof on
Yeah,
it.
like I really like that. And let's not forget that Donna Wilkes from Jaws 2, and more importantly, Angel stars in this movie.
Yep.
And Donna Wilkes is so cute. Oh my God, cute, cute, cute. You would fuck her with his dick if I was pushing.
Oh.
I would be pushing.
She was hot in Angel.
Yeah.
Love that.
I mean, Donna Wilkes, but that's another thing. Donna Wilkes was at a point where it's like, I'll take whatever I can get. Because now, the sad thing is now Donna Wilkes is at conventions and it's
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she looks okay, but
Yeah.
it's just like Donna Wilkes was supposed to be a Linda Blair. She was in Jaws too. She was set up for greatness. And I can't remember if it's Jaws 2 that came out before Angel or after Angel.
Oh, much before.
Jaws 2 is before Angel. Okay.
Yeah, it's like 6 years.
So, but Angel was actually supposed to be a big. I mean, I think Angel was a big movie, right? No, it wasn't. It wasn't popular.
A high school girl becomes a hooker and then
I'm talking in the theater. Like I think people went to it, right? See, Dave and I are weird. We want to know about like if our movies busy. We like to know if movies did well. I don't know how you guys roll, but we roll with like we want to know if Angel was busy. We want to know if Angel made money in the theater because I liked that movie. 2 and 3 are clunkers, but I like them. But Angel with Donna Wilkes was just...
I mean, I saw it in the theater.
It was exquisite.
Yeah.
I loved hookers on the strip.
Yeah.
That
sucking
dick.
Of Sunset
Boulevard
Boulevard and
swallowing loads and not thinking twice about it. And then the tranny hookers come out, and it's great stuff.
Yeah.
I mean...
Oh, Rory Calhoun was in that. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
In Angel.
Susan
Loved
Tyrrell.
him from Motel Hell.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. He played
He was the dad.
And
he was the head guy.
Yeah, and he's the one in Angel with the guns.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. I never put 2 and 2 together. I knew I'd seen him somewhere else.
Yep.
But I think that Grotesque is something that if you're a fan of 80s camp horror with a movie that doesn't know what it wants to be because it's a comedy.
There's a lot of shit going on.
It's a TV drama. It's a cop drama at the end. And then it throws you a zinger at the end where you're like, what did I just watch? What? All I can say to you guys is Frankenstein and the Wolfman show up at the end.
Yeah.
And they're hugging it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
what is going on?
What is going on? Yeah. But I think it's cute because Linda Blair's in the theater and she's like, ooh,
Yeah.
I think she produced it.
Oh, really?
She's a producer on this. Yeah, let's go back and look at the, she's a producer somewhere.
I don't think so.
It's in the movie. It said she was. I just saw it this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh, maybe she's executive or something. It might not be all the credits.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's just the main credits.
I know she was involved in it. Who's the director? Is that the director right there?
No.
Who the fuck's the director of this?
Joe.
What has he done?
Zebra Force, Kiss of the Vampire.
He did a movie with.
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, none of those are. Grotesque is his claim to fame.
Yeah, Demon Keeper, Dirk Benedict. Never saw that.
No, Dirk Benedict. How do I know that name?
Come on.
Dirk Benedict. Oh yeah, he's from
A-Team.
A-Team. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you know what? That's a great poster. I would buy that poster.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's not being.
That's like a made up one, I think.
It's great though, Dave.
Yeah.
You know. And let's just talk about the special effects. The makeup on the monster wasn't great.
I don't know what.
It felt kind of drippy and plasticky, and
Right. Well, it looked drippy, but I don't know what that was supposed to be.
I think he was deformed. I think he was like a bad boy Ronald with deformity. That's what this movie is. If you guys ever heard a movie called Bad Ronald, this is Bad Ronald with a bunch of gang people raping and killing, and with bad face.
Yeah, but it's weird because it's like just because you're mentally challenged doesn't mean that you're going to have like he was sort of a little John Merrick. It was very Elephant Man. It was weird. I was like, why is he like that?
It was. I hadn't seen this movie in a while, and I know you had watched it carefully, so I was like, I got to sit through this again because Dave's going to come at me with like. I was ready to fight for this movie, and fuck me stupid. You liked it.
Yeah, it's fun.
You fucking liked it. I don't understand. Like, usually what you like is not this. This is like bottom of the barrel. But it's good.
But it's fun.
It is.
That's the whole thing.
It is. Did you hear the cheesy music in it too? Is just like it's like some guys on a synth like.
Yeah.
I'm like they paid him $5.
Yeah, they were like
you and I could have done it. We'd have been like, yeah, this is great.
They're like, has someone got a sister who can play the piano?
Yeah. Guy Stockwell. That name seems familiar too. Yeah. So I definitely recommend those 3 movies for Linda Blair if you're starting out. I mean, you could sit here and say, I'm going to have Dave talk to you about The Exorcist for like 2 seconds.
No, we don't have to talk about The Exorcist.
Great.
I would just say, if you haven't seen The Exorcist,
yeah,
before you watch any other horror movie in your life, just go back
to The girl in The Exorcist is not Linda Blair. I mean, it is, but it's not really who she became.
No, she's a little kid in it.
Right, like that. Her first movie.
Right.
And so if you watch The Exorcist and you go watch Savage Streets,
it's very different.
You're gonna be like titty caca.
Yeah.
Like Linda Blair got fucking nips and tits, and
yeah.
I mean, I liked The Exorcist. It's a definitely hard watch.
I think it's interesting that she decided to like. I know it's a sign of the times a little, but as an actress of that magnitude of her name, that she was like, I'm taking my clothes off in every role.
Yeah.
I mean, she's naked in the bathtub in Savage Streets.
Here we go. It's choices.
And I'm like,
nice rack, though.
She looks great,
dude.
But we didn't need to see her sitting in the tub getting ready to leave.
You liked it, though.
I'm not saying I didn't like it.
No, but hold on.
Just saying,
did you like it?
Oh, it was good.
So then there you go. You're buying the ticket. If someone came back and said, "Hey, I saw Savage Streets, Dave," like 12-year-old Dave, you know, with like a semi-hard on, and some guy, and one of his friends, is like, "Dave, I just saw Linda Blair in Savage Streets. Her fucking nipples were," dude, you'd be the first one buying the ticket.
Yeah.
So I think
you got a fascination with nipples because I don't think anyone ever says, "Ooh, her nipples are showing."
Yeah, but I
think you like nipples.
I am a nipple guy. I like that. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think, if I'm guessing, this is all me guessing.
Yep.
I think she had people around her saying, "You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it." I don't think she was deciding. Someone was saying, "Hey, we can get you $25,000 for a 6-day shoot." Movie's called Savage Streets.
Right.
They're going to give you your own trailer, and you're going to do some nudity.
Yeah.
And she was what, like a 25-year-old Linda Blair?
No, let's see. In '84, she would have been 79. Yeah, 25. You're right.
Okay, 25. Yeah. She was in her prime.
Yeah.
She was in her prime.
Yeah.
She looked great.
Yeah.
She had all that leather.
None of the kids in that movie looked like they should have been in high school.
No, but you know what, Dave? I like that versus what's like now when you watch a movie like, I hate to say it, but a movie like 10 Things About You, 10 Things I Hate About You, those are legit high school kids.
Right.
The movies I watched...
They can't get naked in those.
Right, but the movies I watched, you just knew you were looking at someone in college that was playing a 16-year-old, and I liked it. I enjoyed it, I mean, I loved all... And, I loved all the characters.
Oh, yeah.
I loved all of the characters, good and bad. I mean, Linnea Quigley, I think this might have been her first role.
I think it was.
Yeah, and I think she was... she had a connection somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, she got into a lot of stuff.
She was connected
So
early.
Linnea, who plays the younger sister that we said, if anyone remembers Silent Night, Deadly Night...
She's in Tourist Trap?
she's the first girl that's blonde that gets picked up playing pool and impaled onto the antlers.
Yeah.
Love that scene.
But she's
Linnea
also-
gets naked in every movie she's
Return
in.
of the Living Dead. Well, let's be honest. That's probably her biggest role.
Of course it is.
Return of the Living Dead. When she's the punker that basically is like naked in the mud and then she gets eaten.
Yep.
No pun intended by all the zombies. That's what made.
Yeah, that's what made.
But I mean, she was great in Night of the Demons.
Yep. Night of the Demons. She has a great scene where she pushes her lipstick into her breast.
In the nipple.
In the nipple.
Yeah,
great effects on that.
Yeah. Tinney. Kevin H. Tinney. She was in Graduation Day. Yes.
Christopher George.
Christopher George, legend.
Yeah.
Another. We could sit here and talk about Christopher George.
Yeah, he's great stuff.
Mortuary.
Yeah. I was going to say that. I do like. I love Mortuary.
Fucking love it. He was great in Mortuary. Graduation Day is not a great movie, but it's a must-own for any physical media collector that loves horror.
Yeah.
If you love 80s horror, you should buy Graduation Day just for cover.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting off topic here, but that's what we do.
It's a good poster.
That's what we do when we come in. We get off topic and we talk about things, you know. I mean, she's just been in so many
She's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I met her at the first Fangoria convention I went to. Yeah. She was at it, and I have a picture with her.
I do too. I met her at...
And she's really young, and I look really nervous and goofy, and I've got like a velour jacket on.
Her?
Oh yeah, she was hot. Yeah, she was hot. Then she was hot.
Yeah, like she was hot.
Oh yeah, I mean this is like
when I saw her in the movie,
it's like 87.
Like, is she hot in Return of the Living Dead?
Oh yeah.
It's like, you as a guy watching that movie in the theater, when you saw her on screen, you were like, I'd fuck her.
She's naked. She's super hot. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense because that's how I feel about some of the guys from these movies.
Yeah,
I'm just like, super hot.
She looks great.
Yeah,
and when you met her, I was like, oh, and she was so friendly and nice and
yeah.
It's
like Alec Baldwin back in the day. I used to see Alec Baldwin in movies, and I can't stand Alec Baldwin, but God, he was hot. He was such classically handsome. Like, I can't even think of the movies, but he was in a lot of movies. Yeah. And the ironic thing, not to go off on topic, but we will, his brothers were so ugly. Like Biodome guy. Ugh.
I don't know which one.
Yeah.
Is that Billy Baldwin or
Steven?
Yeah.
Steven. Yeah. Billy and Steven were not classically handsome. It's like all the correct genes went to Alec, but
he's a good actor.
Yeah, he is a good actor. I didn't know she was in Tourist Trap, Dave.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I have to rewatch that. I've seen that once like 35 years ago.
She was what's her name's in it? Tanya Roberts.
Yeah,
she was beautiful.
Beautiful.
She was in Tourist Trap.
Yeah.
I didn't know Quigley was in Tourist Trap.
Yeah.
Quigley's connected into the
she's in all that horror stuff.
Horror Hollywood. Like she's in it in 79. Dave, she was in a movie in 79.
Yeah.
And she's in Nightmare on Elm Street 4. I don't remember seeing her in that. What did she do?
No clue.
Yeah, that's she's still on the circuit too. You can catch her at any convention.
Oh yeah.
What
else is she gonna do?
Yeah, she's definitely around. But I mean, maybe we should just really quickly. I'm gonna have Dave do the synopsis on Hell Night, and I want to talk about Hell Night because that's.
No, you didn't say Hell Night.
No, I know, but let's just talk about it because it's my favorite movie of hers.
I know, and I've never seen it.
You've never seen Hell Night?
If I did, I don't remember it at all. Okay. I couldn't tell you a single thing about it.
We'll save that for another time. But listen, guys, Hell Night is probably Linda Blair's best film. It was beautifully redone on. Is it Scream? Scream that did it?
I think so.
Yes, Scream Factory redid it, and it's beautiful. The way it was just redone compared to the DVD. I would highly recommend watching Hell Night. It's one of her best. People would argue with me on that and say it's not because it's too long. The biggest complaint about Hell Night is it's too long. The editing, it was too long, and not enough kills. But it sets up a great plot, and it has a really good twist at the end. So. Definitely recommend that.
We can come back to Hell Night because I want to see
it. When's the last time
you
saw it? It's been forever.
VHS when I was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was the last time when you saw Savage Streets? Was that recent?
Oh yeah, I've watched that in the last few years.
You have?
Because I have the DVD for that. I've
so
watched
the only
that. I like that.
So wait, so you never had seen Roller Boogie?
Or Grotesque.
Wow.
Yeah. And I thought Grotesque was fun. And like I said, Roller Boogie was ridiculous.
Can you go back to her catalog for one more second? So real quick, I just want to know, what on there have you seen?
Scream, Exorcist, Exorcist 2, Savage Streets.
You did see Exorcist 2?
Yeah.
And you didn't like it at all? You didn't find anything redeeming?
No.
Okay.
Compared to the first one, it's just I didn't see Repossessed.
Right. Oh, you haven't seen Repossessed?
No. Terror in the Aisles I watched a million years ago.
That's not a real movie.
Yeah. Chained Heat I've seen.
Yeah.
Night Patrol.
You never saw the Sarah T or the...
No. I saw Savage Island.
Have you seen The Chilling?
No.
Okay.
I saw Red Heat.
The funny thing, Dave, is we could do a part 2 to this at some point because there's a lot of movies here.
Yeah.
I saw Zapped Again. That's with Scott Baio.
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah. Ruckus was a big deal.
Yeah, no, didn't see any of that. Didn't see any of these other movies. Silent Assassin.
I saw
Bad
Bailout
Blood.
with Hasselhoff.
Yeah. No, Hasselhoff.
I love Hasselhoff. He was great back then.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
look
a
around. Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like.
It's funny. She went from this little kid, and I'm not saying this to be mean, but like in a lot of her movies, she sort of had a round, chubby face, and it was cute and all that and everything. And as she's gotten older, she's gotten a little skinnier, and her face looks like classically beautiful again.
Yeah, how do I say this? Because no one here is perfect, and I can only imagine what it's like to be famous and have people like us judge. And we're not judging, but what I'm saying is we don't want it to come across as judging her. But the thing is, with her, I think her movies in the '80s, there were so many so fast.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, she was probably
Oh, she was doing a lot of coke and drugs at this time too.
right, but I have that. The Blair Witch Project.
That's the Blair Bitch
The Blair
Project.
Bitch Project. I have that on VHS.
Oh my God.
I just think Linda Blair was just she could write a book and it would be called Heyday. In my heyday.
Yeah.
She knew everybody. She partied with everybody. She could tell stories. She could that's got Sylvia Crystal is what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emmanuel.
Dave, that's Red Heat is your movie. Those are all your girls.
I love this. This is the greatest line ever. Someone's review. Being in love with Linda Blair will take you to some dark, boring places. It's like meaning that because half of the movies are terrible.
Are they though?
Yeah.
Well, then what does that say for me? Because I really like them.
Because you like her.
Yeah, but I like women in heat. I like women in
How
chains.
about this review? As far as acting goes, Linda Blair is not good at it.
Oh my God.
But as long as she keeps making women in prison movies, I'll keep watching them. I love it.
Emmanuel, who shows up in random women in prison joints. Yeah, I mean, you can sit here and trash Linda Blair all you want, but guys, she has 8 times the money you ever have, and she has 8 times the experience any of us.
know.
She's worldly.
Well, yes, she's done all that, but I don't know.
And we
if
should
she's
mention
loaded.
she does the Linda Blair World Heart Foundation. Which
Do you know what the website is? Because they save animals, so we like that.
yeah, Dave's a wicked animal person, animal lover. Not that I'm not, but Dave's the animal lover. So let's give a shout out to Linda Blair's. Linda Blair, Dave, you do it.
Yeah. So it's just
Look how cute she is. Oh my God, look at the dog.
Linda Blair, worldheart.org. And she does a lot with animals, mainly dogs and stuff. And you can donate and help them out. And
I've donated.
It's really sweet. She's doing really good stuff. And when you go see her and meet her in person now at the conventions, she donates like 90% of the money she gets right back into her charity.
Long story short, I met Linda Blair years ago, and she wasn't charging for photos. She was asking for donations for the Linda Blair World Heart Foundation. And I thought that was great because everyone else was like charging $60, $50. I mean, David Hess threatened me if I didn't send him I took a picture with David Hess, and his son's like, "Oh, that's $40," and I was like, "What are you talking about? It's just a picture." It was on my phone. No, it was on a camera. It wasn't even on a phone yet. It was on a camera, and David Hess from Last House on the Left was like, "Here's my address, bud. You send me that check."
Oh, yeah.
And I sent that check.
Yeah.
And on the check, I wrote, "Could you please sign an 8x10? Just give me something for my money." I got shit.
Yeah.
He gave me shit. God rest his soul. I love David Hess.
He
But
probably just would have yelled at you and screamed, "Piss
he
your
scared
pants."
me. Yeah. Piss your pants. Dave, the way he looked at me, it was basically like I was one of the girls from Last House on the Left. Because I was like, I don't have $40 to give you for a picture on my own camera. I just thought you were just going to be.
Yeah.
Because he just took a picture with me.
Yeah.
And then his son was like, "No, man, he's serious. He wants his money." And I was like, "All right, well, can I mail it to you?" And he was like, "Yeah." And it was in Santa Clarita, California.
Yeah.
He lives somewhere in Sanita or Santa Clarita, California. And I remember mailing the check being like, "Oh my fucking God, I have to send this guy a check."
Yeah.
And I sent him a check and he cashed it.
Yeah.
So he was legit. But she basically just says, "Hey, donate to now what kind of dogs does she do?" It's
a lot of pit bulls, I think.
Pit bulls.
Yeah.
She's into
'Cause
pit
they get a
bulls.
bad rap.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they do.
yeah.
But she's like, if you meet Linda Blair and you want a picture, just tell her you want to donate to the World Heart Foundation.
Yeah.
What is the website again?
It's www.lindablairworldheart.org.
Okay, perfect. And I would definitely donate to it, or at least look it up and look how cute and look. I mean, Dave is right. Like, she's pretty much done a full circle from where she was at The Exorcist, and then where she was at like Savage Streets, Roller Boogie, even, and where she is today.
Yeah.
She's really maintained her. She looks pretty good.
Yeah.
For someone that's partied and you know.
Yeah.
She looks really good. She's
On her film, I was going to say, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
On her filmography, there's a thing there that says it's called Skin. It's like a history of nudity in film or something like that. And sooner or later, we have to get to the point where we talk about me being in my documentary by Playboy Video.
Well,
Have I not showed you that?
Give me a synopsis. What are you talking about?
There's a movie. It's called X, The History of Adult Cinema.
I think have you told me this? I don't know. Tell me.
I may have told you, but I don't think you've watched it, and I am interviewed in it.
And is Linda Blair in this? Is that what triggered it?
No, she's not in it. But seeing that documentary made me think of it because they're talking about like sex and film and all that and everything.
That's cool. We should definitely watch that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. So how long is the interview for?
Oh, I'm on it for like, it's 30, 40 seconds. Because it's like me, and then it's like Bertolucci. So it's like you're getting top quality interviews right there.
Right. To just wrap it up now for you today, guys, everything that we talked about Linda Blair, I mean, I'm biased. I love her. Always will love her. She's great. She's talented. She's fun. She's cute. She's world conscious. She's into pets.
Yeah.
She's
She
great.
takes a paycheck.
She takes a paycheck. She does take a fucking paycheck. But you know what? Who doesn't, Dave?
That's true.
So many
That's
people,
true.
even today's actors and actresses, are doing things that you're like, that's a big paycheck. Why not? Look at Paul Rudd, Ant-Man. I won't even go there. But that's a fucking
You can't
paycheck.
call that a paycheck movie.
Really?
He's been in like 5 of those Marvel movies and made like $1 billion.
Okay. Well, see, I don't know much about him. All I know is the Paul Rudd from Halloween 6.
That he's trying to forget that.
Well, that's where he started, and he needs to remember where he came from.
Yeah.
Michael Myers, the revenge? Is it the revenge? The curse of Michael Myers.
That's 6, yeah.
Yeah.
right.
So yeah,
Cool.
That's Linda Blair. Everybody watch it.
Yeah, go check out Linda Blair. All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.